Are you tired of always feeling exhausted? Do you want to feel more energized? Do you want to unlock more of your natural life force energy without relying on coffee, caffeine, or other stimulants to help keep you alert, focused, and energized all throughout your day? Well, if that is the case, I got you. It's your girl, Pearl. Welcome to another episode on our platform. We are so excited. All of us here are so excited because this is a topic that I am so passionate about. I had someone ask me multiple questions about this because I'm someone who has a lot of natural energy. I'm someone who, it's actually got inspired through my post. I did a post on Instagram and it went viral. And it talks about how I stay up all night sober. And people were like, what the fuck, how do you do that? Da, da, da. And a lot of this comes down to what I'm going to share with you in this video today. Now, a little bit of background about me. If you don't know, I used to be a dietitian. I'm really into biohacking, into health, into optimization. I've studied the human body and physiology and all the body things for over 10 years now. And I'm a big advocate of understanding how your body works, how the systems work. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through the 4 parts that you need to really be thinking about if you want to elevate your energy levels naturally and feel so freaking lit. Like, get so lit in your body and create habits, rituals, routines that are really going to support your body to thrive in the way it's meant to. I truly believe, as someone who used to feel really tired, be really anxious, have my hormones were messed up, like I was a mess. But the things I'm going to share with you have helped me to create more clarity, have more energy, clear my skin, balance my hormones, not have any painless periods, not have any painful periods, like just really optimize my state and all the systems that are working behind the scenes so I feel my best, so I can party sober, stay up all night, so I can be super focused and motivated, energized throughout my day as I'm juggling multiple projects, so I can do all the things that my heart desires to have the energy to. Because I talk to so many people, so many entrepreneurs, so many magically talented human beings, and they have the vision, they have the dream, they want to do the things, but sometimes they lack the energy, they lack the focus, they lack the motivation, they lack the drive. It's just like having a car that has no gas. We have to understand how to put gas in our system, how to put things into our system that's going to give us the outputs we want, right? Because you have to realize your body is a machine. Right? Your body is a beautiful machine. I love the body so much. Our bodies are so incredible. And a lot of us don't know how to operate, don't know how to function. It's like you have a Ferrari, you don't know how to drive it. You haven't read the manual or no one's taught you these things. So I'm here to do that for you. So I have my handy dandy whiteboard and we're going to be talking about 4 things. We're going to talk about alignment, talk about state and emotions, and talk about your routines, the habits, and your mindset. And all these things are so important when it comes to understanding how the body works, unlocking more energy, really getting all the pieces together so you can feel your absolute best. So ready to dive in? Hope you're here with me, especially the last one, the mindset piece. Most people don't talk about how the mindset actually directly relates to our energy levels. And this is something that I actually don't see anyone talking about. So you're going to want to wait for me to talk about this because it's about to be lit. So let's talk about the first one, alignment. Alignment. So when it comes to alignment, here's the thing I truly believe. And we're going to get a little woo-woo here right now because this is just something that I know to be true to my core. Because this is something I've observed and seen out of the people I've worked with in the past 5 years, like myself, my friends. Like, when you're in alignment with what lights your soul on fire, you will have energy. The example I use that I love to use is like, you're going to be going on a trip. You're going on a vacation, right? Maybe it's Mexico, maybe it's the Bahamas, maybe it's Jamaica, maybe it's Vegas. No matter how early your flight is, you're going to be excited. Or maybe you won't even sleep all night because you're so looking forward to going to this event, going to this vacation, going to this trip, right? Because that lights you up and you're excited and something you want to do and you desire to do. So in that example, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to Vegas. Like, yes, we're going to be doing all these things. And this also ties into mindset, which I'm going to talk about later. And you're lit up about it. Or let's say you're going to do something you're really passionate about. Let's say you love dancing like me and you just can't wait to go to a festival or go to a rave or to go to perform or whatever your dance expression is. And you're just so excited. And when you think about dancing, you have this feeling in your body. You feel energized, you feel electric, you feel expansive. And that thing makes you feel so excited about doing a thing. So that's one way you can get more energy, is to do the things that actually give you energy, that give you life force. Because the one thing I see so many people do is that they are doing things that drain the fuck out of them. They're doing things that they hate. They're doing things that aren't aligned with them. They're doing things that they don't even want to do. They're forcing themselves to do things, to show up a certain way, to be a certain way, to perform a certain way. And this all is related to actually deeper work I do with my clients, is a deeper nervous system, subconscious rewiring work. Because you have to understand that a lot of things that we do are a program. We need to reprogram ourselves. But that's a whole other video. We're talking about energy today, okay? And when it comes to having more energy, you need to also not just do more things that light you up and do more things that are really going to support your vessel and your soul to be like, yes, this is for me. This is in alignment with my highest self. This is what we're here to do. Literally every time I do something that is in alignment with me, I feel naturally energized. And you might be able to relate to the same. So what I want you to do actually is either during this video, you can pause it, or after this video, I want you to write down, okay, what are all the things that light me up? Write down all the things that light you up. Think about the things that you love doing, your passions, things that bring you natural joy. Could be going for a walk, going into nature, swimming in the ocean, dancing, cooking, like whatever. The things that make you feel so good and energized, and things that you could do on a regular basis that you desire to do more of. Write that down. And then I want you to write down, what are the things that drain me, that don't give me any energy, that I dread doing, that I don't like doing? And write all those down, okay? And then you'll have a clear example of like, okay, well, obviously these are things that are draining my energy. It could be relationships, it could be friends, it could be content, it could be people, it could be your job, it could be whatever you're doing. And then, okay, well, how can I do more of these things that light me up? How can I do less of the shit that drains me? Now, there is obviously a lot more to talk about, but that's, if you want another video about that specific thing, about navigating things that drain you and how to cut them out, how to set boundaries, let me know. But that's like the first step, getting clear on these things and how can we do more things, okay? So that's when you are in alignment of doing more things that give you litness, give you energy, give you that juice. You're gonna feel more energized naturally, okay? That's like my favorite fucking thing to talk about, because it's natural. It just happens naturally. And you can even see people when they talk about what they love, they naturally like light up in their face and their energy. That's something to note for yourself, okay? Now that's the first one. Second point, state and emotions. Okay, your state is so important to your energy levels. Now, when I talk about state and emotions, I'm also talking about your nervous system state, right? How your nervous system is. Are you dysregulated? Are you regulated? Are you feeling stressed a lot? Like, what is the state of your nervous system and emotions? Why is this such an important piece to talk about? And all these 4 pieces I'm talking about are actually weaved into my curriculum that I teach my clients, called the Lit Body Blueprint. And this is what I live by. The Lit Body Blueprint is my philosophy, is how I see the world, is what's helped me get to where I am today in terms of everything I've learned and embodied and done in my life. Like, this is amazing. So this 4-step framework, if you can really think about life in all aspects of your life in these 4 areas, is going to change so much for you. So the second piece is your state, your nervous system, your emotions, and how you process our emotions. Now, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail around this, but when you have emotions that aren't processed, they actually are dense energy in our body. Imagine like these black blobs. I like to describe them as these black blobs. Like, we're going around our day and we're like these beautiful, energetic beings, right? And when things happen, when we're feeling triggered, when we feel emotional sadness, anger, frustration, when things come up and we don't process them properly, I imagine these black blobs are now like kind of attached to us, these dense blobs. And over time, if you don't process your emotions over the months, over the years, over et cetera, these actually create a lot of dysregulation in the system. It really affects our frequency, affects our energy, I said that, but it affects how our energy is processed, because these dense blobs of low vibrational frequencies in our body affect how we move, how things flow through us, and really just the science behind it is wild. I'm not gonna get too into it, but it's energetic, and it's really important that we understand how to process our emotions. So when you're thinking of these dense blobs of energy, of low vibrational frequencies, of emotions that we don't process, even the elevated emotions, if we repress processing and feeling happiness and joy, if we don't process our shame, our guilt, our resentment, like, these really stay in the body. So when we actually learn to unlock and unblock and process, and I help people do this through movement, through the somatic work that I do, through the one-on-one sessions, or through my somatic dance experiences, this actually, you feel lighter, not just because you've moved, but because you've actually worked on breaking up this dense block, these dense energy blocks. And when you release this energy, when you work on moving and shifting and processing and working on moving through some of these dense blobs, you actually release energy, right? Like the physics, you cannot destroy energy, but you can only like change the shape, or the quote is not coming to me, but when it comes to physics, this is physics. Like energy needs to be released. And so when you do that, when you process your emotions and when you feel your emotions, when you release them from the body, when you move through them, when you shout, when you yell, when you punch, when you scream, whatever it is that you need to do, this actually allows you to feel more energized because you're releasing energy in the body, and now you have more energy accessible to use for other things, right? So this is actually such a big piece. Like whenever I do the work with women around their body, somatic work, they feel so much more energized after each of our sessions. And especially if you learn how to build a routine or a ritual or a daily practice, which I teach you how to do, a daily practice that takes less than 10 minutes to move through your emotion, like the energy levels that come back are insane because you're activating your life force energy. And another thing to talk about is your sensual energy and is your womb and energy, but that's another video, okay? So that, not only that, when we talk about nervous system state, right? It's not just about our emotions. It's about what is the state of our being. Like, are we dysregulated or are we in our regulated phase, right? There's two states in the nervous system. And I actually have a whole mini course about the nervous system that goes deep into the science of this. So if you're someone that's interested in this and you want to get my mini course, just message me, whether it's on Instagram or wherever you contact me, and I will send it to you. But here's the thing. When your body is in a state of fight or flight or freeze or in your stress response, in your survival mode, your body is in the mode of, I must mobilize energy. I must put this energy into expending it, into mobilizing it, into doing something so I can stay alive. Oh my gosh, we're in danger. Oh my God, alerts are going off. And a lot of people live in this chronic state of stress, this chronic state of dysregulation, which actually affects our energy levels because your body's always thinking, I need to mobilize energy and I need to put energy into our legs and our heart and not into the digestion and into all these other areas of the body that we need, because we need to run away from the threat. And oh my God, we're in danger. No wonder why you fucking feel exhausted every single day. No wonder why you can't focus. No wonder why you feel stressed. No wonder why you feel anxious. No wonder why all these things are happening to you on a regular basis, because this is what your body is experiencing. So we have to learn how to get our bodies into a more regulated state, into a energy of, okay, I'm safe, we are good. And this actually comes down to your daily practices, which I'll talk in the next point. But it's really about, okay, well, let me see what I can do. Can I take a deep breath? Can I go for a walk? Can I, journal? Can I express? Can I do my somatic practices? Can I release? Can I dance? Can I breathe? Can I whatever on a regular basis? I call this your emotional hygiene. And everyone that works with me, I really emphasize the fact that we need emotional hygiene. It's like we need our dental hygiene. It's like we need our body hygiene, like your showers, you brushing your teeth, you doing your somatic work and processing your emotions is a daily hygiene practice. So that's so important to think about. So after this video, or even now, you can pause the video. I want you to think about, okay, what are some ways that I can infuse more of my emotional hygiene into my days? And what is my nervous system state like right now? How am I feeling? Am I stressed out? What can I shift in my life to make me feel less stressed? Or maybe you need to expand your capacity for stress, right? It's not always about being less stressed. It's about, hey, how can I train my body to know that these feelings and what I'm experiencing is not actually a threat, and that I can handle this, that I have the capacity to. Because if you're an entrepreneur and if you're someone like me who's multi-passionate, who's creative, who has all these ideas and wants to do all these things, it's so important that we train our body to hold what's coming up and to let our body know that this is not a threat. And this is a big piece of the somatic work that I do, like training your body to be with the sensation and know that this sensation is not a threat. And I don't have to go into my fucking crazy stress response when I feel the sensation in my body. And I get to change the meaning of the sensation. I get to shift what my story is telling myself about what I'm feeling. And that's a whole other topic. There's so many things I want to talk about, but I'm going to keep focusing on energy. So to wrap this up, when you learn how to process your emotions, to release those dense energy blocks in the body, you release more energy. And when your body is in a state of relaxation, you have more energy available for relaxation, for restoration, instead of your energy is being drained to go into your, I need to mobilize, I'm stressed out, we need to put all the blood to all the other areas because we need to run away. your energy is better used when it's in your rest. Sorry, your energy is not as intense or being drained when you're not in your stress response. Does that make sense? I think that sentence made sense, but that's what I mean. So when you're able to get your body in a state of relaxation and your parasympathetic regulated response, your energy is not being drained by your body thinking you're in threat. Okay, that's what I want to say. So that's the second piece. So take a moment to reflect on that either right now or after this video on a couple of those points. Now, point number 3, routines and habits. Routines and habits. Now, this comes down to your physiology, your state, your physical body. And I'll talk about this for years and years because this is like the gist and the biggest area of my expertise and my studies is in this. But let's talk about your daily routines. I'm gonna break it down to you in what I call your M&Ms. And this is what I've taught for years, and I love this. It's the abbreviation I created around how we can really create a lit body, and that's through our M&Ms, also through your dose. But I'm not gonna talk about dose today because this will be like an hour-long video. But in terms of energy, I want you to really think about how can you get your daily M&Ms, and that's what it stands for. It's MNMSS. There's 2 S's there. I'll explain everything, but this is how we can optimize our physical state. Remember when I said that your body's like a Ferrari, you need to know how to use it, and if you don't have gas in it, you can't really go far. You won't have energy or motivation or focus. This is how we get more gas in the system. This is how we fuel our bodies. This is how we get the gas in the Ferrari so we can vroom vroom and do the things you want to do and have the energy for your passions and your projects, and to also have energy to spend time with your friends and loved ones and your kids and all the things that you want to do in your day. So the first M comes to how you start your morning off. The first M is for morning. So how do you start your morning off? This is so important, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's an hour, having a morning that you can really ground, having a morning where you can come to your body and not start off, I have to do all these things and oh my God, I'm stressed out right away. Because especially in the morning, women, our cortisol rises in the morning. So especially important to have some sort of slow morning to come back to your bodies and to create routines and practices that support you to do the things that you do during that day, right? So having a morning routine. Second piece is the N, the nutrition. How are you nourishing yourself? Okay, this is so key because your nourishment is your direct fuel. How our blood glucose is throughout the day directly affects our energy levels, our motivation, our anxiety, how we're feeling, how focused we are, where our brain is thinking. So when you have more balanced energy throughout your day, you will feel more consistent. You won't have the crashes. And this is actually how people I work with, and even myself, we don't need coffee because we understand how our blood sugar regulation works. If you understand how to get energy, you don't need coffee for energy because coffee is actually not an essential nutrient. Here's my dietitian coming in, but I used to be a dietitian. I worked as a dietitian for years, but coffee is not an essential nutrient. So when you don't have coffee, your body isn't like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. You're fine. But when you don't have enough protein, enough magnesium, enough potassium, enough sodium, those are essential nutrients for your cells to do the mechanisms they need to do. And that is what helps you produce ATP, which is your cellular energy in the mitochondria. So once you understand, okay, how I can fuel myself, and I have a whole freaking course on this, but this is how you get to learn how to process and give your body what it needs. So when I say this is your meals. What are you eating? Are you getting enough protein? You're getting enough nutrients? You're getting enough fiber? The 4 things I want you to think about when you are having meals and thinking about preparing your meals, there's 4 things: protein, fiber, complex carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Okay, write that down. Protein, fiber, complex carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Now, this is what every single meal needs, and this is what's going to help support you to have balanced energy, balanced blood sugar. Is going to prevent you from going up and down and spiking and crashing and all the things that happen when you don't eat balanced, when you drink coffee. And that's going to actually help you feel so much more energized, so much more clear-headed, less brain fog, and stable energy throughout your day. Now, when I talk about nourishment, I don't just mean what you eat. What you drink matters, what you consume matters, and not just what you eat in your mouth, what you consume with your eyes, what you're watching, your social media consumption, what you're listening to, the music you listen to, like all this matters. And I won't talk about that, but I just want to mention that all the things that you consume in all your senses matters. Your environment matters. How messy your space is matters. So when I think about nutrition, I want you to think about consumption, but not just consumption through the mouth, consumption through all your holes. You know what I mean? So that's something to think about. So now you can either pause this here or just think about, okay, how's my nourishment? How's my eating? What am I consuming? How can I elevate this? How are my meals? Am I getting all the balance I need in my meals, right? And if you have any questions about this, let me know. I'm happy to chat about that. The next piece of the body, the physical being. We did the M with the morning routine. We did the N, the nourishment. The next M is movement. Now this is gonna be quick, but movement. How are you moving your body every single day? Are you going out for your walk? Are you dancing? Are you exercising? Going to class? Going to spin? I don't care what you wanna do or what your movement is, just go and move. I really believe having frequent movement throughout your day is actually one of the best ways to elevate your energy. And there's lots of science behind this. Having frequent movement breaks is more effective than working out for an hour and then sitting for the next 10, right? You want to make sure you're breaking up your energy. You are using your body, you're moving, and movement's a great way to create energy, right? To release more endorphins and more neurotransmitters that actually help you feel elevated, especially with your brain. So that's one piece. So movement, really figure out a routine for yourself. Are you moving enough? Are you sleeping enough? Are you getting enough rest? And sleep will come later as well, but that's really important to think about. The next part of our M&Ms is S, and that's stress. Now I touched on stress in the state piece, so I'll keep this short, but what's your stress like in your life? Okay, your stress directly affects your physiology, and that creates cortisol releasing in your body, which also affects your hormones, which is a whole other topic. But you want to really either reduce the stress in your body or expand your capacity for stress and create a different relationship to the emotions you're feeling, and learn how to process things in a way that doesn't make you feel stressed. And you can really, take that list that we did before and, okay, this stresses me out. What can I do with this? Okay, this stresses me out. What can I do with this? And then really learn how you can reduce the stresses in your life. And the last piece here in our physical experience, in our daily habits, is your sleep. Okay, your sleep is so important. So creating a sleep routine that supports you, creating daily habits around your evening routine, changing the lights up, putting your phone away, doing things that calm you down. Also using your evening to do some releasing. I use every evening before I go to bed, I release energy from the day. I just let it go. I breathe, I shake, I do whatever I need to do to release. Because we, like I said before, we're going around, we're energetic beings, we're picking up all this energy from everyone we interact with, from what we see, what we consume, from our thoughts. We're picking up energy, we're picking up other people's projections, and we're feeling things, or we're getting. So at the end of the day, this is part of your emotional hygiene, is to release and create something in your evening. It could be literally a minute of just having the intention to release and let go of everything that's not yours, shake it off, move through it, and then have you create space to calm down in the night. A lot of people that have sleep issues, and I used to have a lot of sleep issues, they are not able to fall asleep because your body is not in a state where it can rest and relax. And this comes back to our state work. But if you create an environment and a routine leading up to sleep where your body can feel safe to bring yourself out of your survival alert mode into, okay, I'm safe, I can rest. You can do this through many ways. This is gonna really help you sleep better and get a deep, restful sleep and reach your REM sleep, which is where your body does the best recovery and does all the mechanism it needs to repair, where your brain is able to store everything it needs so you can wake up feeling refreshed and not have any brain fog in the morning, okay? Holy shit, the whole video could have been on this freaking thing, but I want to share that. So that's our wrap up. So I want you to reflect on each of those pieces. Okay, where's my morning routine at? Where's my nourishment at? Where's my movement at? Where's my stress at? And where's my sleep at? And do a little assessment on those areas for yourself and see where you want to elevate in those areas. Now, don't do them all at once because it'll be way too much. Just pick one and see how you can just make teeny pivots every single day, teeny adjustments, enhancements to eventually build over time and compound on these habits. You can always come back in like a month and watch this video again or reassess, okay? Now, last but not least, the last piece is mindset. Okay, now mindset. The thing that most people don't talk about is how every single thought directly affects our energy and our frequency. Now, again, I'm not gonna get into the nitty-gritty details or science about this, but every thought sends an impulse in our brain that triggers a reaction, okay? And certain thoughts already have embedded reactions from our conditioning and from our nervous system and from our past patterns, that one thought can create an anxious breakdown if you let it, right? Certain thoughts create positive reaction. I won't say positive. Certain thoughts create reactions and emotions that are more beneficial for us. And some thoughts create emotions, reactions, and chemicals that aren't as beneficial for us. So when it comes to your mindset, I really want you to start to observe your thoughts is the first step, and look at how am I thinking, what thoughts are coming up, and what thoughts am I allowing to let affect my state. This is one of the biggest pieces I work with people around, is the mindset piece. We don't realize how important your mindset, because your body's always listening to you, always. And so when you're able to assess your thought and be like, okay, this thought came up and it's making me feel this, and I can literally feel, I'm feeling more anxious, I'm feeling contraction, I'm feeling this in my body. I can choose to shift my thought, to interrupt the pattern, to think differently, and then I can choose thoughts that are more empowering, that make me feel good, that are releasing better chemicals in my brain, that make me feel more elevated, that release dopamine and serotonin. Like, there's so many things that we can do with our thoughts that actually help us feel better and help us feel more energized. Here's an example. Let's say you're about to do a task that you really hate, okay? This is just an example. Your thought is, oh my God, I hate doing this so much. Fuck, I really dread this. Like, I'm so bad at it, and it makes me feel bad. And oh my God, like, what if people think about this? Oh my God, like, I don't know if I'm gonna work, and what if I fail, and da. Like, even me just saying that, my heart rate just went up. And I want you to try that. Like, take a moment to start to speak negatively and start to worry about something. You'll notice a shift in your physiology. My heart rate literally just went up from saying that for 10 seconds. And that wasn't even real. But you know that our body doesn't know what's real and what's not. Our body's only ever in the present. This is why I emphasize the mindset work and how we speak to ourselves so much when I work with people. So now I want you to say, you know what? Actually, I'm so excited to do this thing. It's going to be so awesome. It's going to help me work with my skills, and I'm going to be really looking forward to the results, or like, I'm going to feel better, and it's going to make me feel more confident in what I'm doing, and it's going to help me grow my brand, and eventually I'm going to get to make more clients or whatever. Like, speak positively about the thing. Even to me saying that, my chest doesn't feel as contraction. I feel like I'm physiologically, I'm more energized. My posture change. You notice my posture change and just how I was speaking. When I was like, oh, I really don't want to do this, then my posture did this. But I was like, oh wow, I'm excited to work on this skill and grow this. My posture changed, and your posture also directly affects what's being communicated to your brain. So that's your mindset. So I want you to really, as you go throughout your days, observe what your mindset, what your thoughts are doing. Observe your thoughts, because your thoughts directly affect your energy. And when you can learn to catch your thought, repattern it, shift your thoughts, say something better that actually is more beneficial for you and your embodiment of what you're becoming, what you're creating, and what your results and desires are in your life, that's going to absolutely change so much for you. So, holy shit, I didn't think I was going to talk this much about energy, but obviously I'm very passionate about it. I know a lot about it. So to recap, if you want to unlock butt fucking loads of energy, and if you want to feel high off life and get lit and not rely on caffeine and be focused and motivated and have the energy to do all the things you want to do and then some, you need to focus on these 4 areas. Making sure you're doing things that are in alignment with what lights you up, and cutting out the things that don't light you up, that drain you. Make sure you're thinking about your state. What's your state like? How's your nervous system? How can you shift your state, create emotional hygiene to release the emotions that you feel and to release more energy that you can utilize for more efficient things? How can you create routines and habits using your M&Ms, your morning routine, your nourishment, your movement, your stress, and your sleep to help your body be fueled, right? Like the Ferrari you are, to put gas in the tank so you can feel good all throughout your day. Okay, and then how can you observe your thoughts and make sure your thoughts are also fueling you in feeling good and feeling empowered? When you do all these 4 things, holy shit, this is how I'm so energized. This is how I'm so lit up. This is how I'm able to stay up as much as I need to. I understand how to use my body and use it and give it what it needs to output more energy. And this is something I've worked on for years and years, and it's not something you do overnight, okay? So if you want support with this, you can let me know. You can message me on Instagram. I'm gonna talk about coaching, because this is what I used to do full-time coaching women around this exact thing. Now, this is really important that you just take one nugget from this video. Like, whatever spoke to you the most, take one nugget and implement it, okay? Don't overload your nervous system with all the things. It's gonna be a lot. Take one thing that resonates with you the most and take action on it. And then once you feel like you're good with that, come back or take some notes or come back to the video or message me and be like, okay, now I wanna work on this. Okay, and then work on that, and then work on, like, this took me years to create my own ways of doing these and the way that worked for me and my lifestyle. It's also gonna be unique to you as well, okay? So don't overwhelm yourself. Take one thing, work on it, build your habits, stack your habits one at a time, 1% a day. If you read Atomic Habits, if you know, you know, okay? So this was my spiel. I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, comments, if you want to talk about anything, if you want me to clarify anything, if you want to learn more about anything that I talked about in this video, please message me. It's literally one of my biggest passions to help people understand how they can feel so lit up on the inside and how they can unlock more natural energy levels. And once you figure out how to do this, and once you feel more energized, you will not go back. Like, it's absolutely incredible what the body can do once it's given the right inputs to create the outputs you desire. And I've had so many clients have shared like their 10x 20x their energy levels and what that allows them to do in their life. And so it is my pleasure to have shared this information with you. My mouth is dry, I need to get fucking water, but I hope this was valuable. If this was helpful for you, I want you to like, subscribe, comment. If you have not left a review, if you're listening to this on my podcast, if you want to leave a review, please do. I would love to have your review, your thoughts, and I'm going to be on here more, so get ready to hear more from me. If you want to hear any other episodes, want to hear me talk about anything else, please also give me some suggestions. And if you're not yet in my new community, my new free community, make sure you're in it. I'm going to have the link below. I'm so excited to really build out my community and really create some valuable trainings to help every single human being that listens to me, that's in my world, feel so lit up, feel more expressed in their body, feel like they can literally do anything and create the body, nervous system expansion, the energy, the alignment that they need to do their soul's work. So thank you. As always, it's your girl Pearl. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next one.